Okay, but here we are. We've made it back out of the first labyrinth. And that's pretty much that. So what's nice about the axe is that it does give us a little bit more power in our swing, but the other thing is that it allows us to cut down trees. And chopping down trees is a really big component to this game because underneath trees you'll often find hidden rooms which may contain people that give you things or that rob you blind. Two possibilities, which I think are just hilarious. But yeah, so every screen you can try to cut down trees, but not all trees can be cut. So it's pretty clear which trees can and can't. You know, ones on the edges, typically from my experience so far, can never be cut, but some of them can. So clearing your screens is a good way to find secrets. So let's go ahead and save our game, because that's the best thing to do, is to save as much as possible in these games. And yeah, they come back, but once you reveal the staircase, it stays on the screen forever. So, I think a good thing to do right now would be just to go around a little bit and do a little bit of exploring. And I like how they even have Zoras here that pop out of the water. But yeah, I think these ones can be cut. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, see, these are examples of trees you think that can be cut, but can't be cut. So everything's always a surprise. It's really not very predictable at all. It's not as if there's some kind of indication in their color palette that would let you in on the fact that they can be cut. But yeah, what I would like to do is just go around and open up some of those little spaces that can be actually entered into in these parts by cutting down trees. See, like these trees in the middle here look very conspicuous, but for now we can't really do very much about that. And there's also equipment upgrades and things that you can buy or maybe find. I'm not entirely sure just yet. But yeah, so we can cut all these down. Nothing happens though. One thing you really do have to be careful of though are bush beasts. They're trees that come alive and kill you. And I find those funny. They remind me of oak trees in Earthbound. Not sure if you guys have ever played Earthbound before. Oh, see, like, look at this. So you can't cut any of those other trees, but you can cut some of them. So you really gotta make sure that you're exploring. Well, hello. I'll give you a present. We got 10 horns. Nice. Great. So sometimes you go into these little houses and you get robbed. Instead of someone giving you something, they take horns from you, which I think is extremely rude. You know, you're like a hero trying to save the world and all these people want to do is steal your stuff. It's not very polite. Look at that. That was random. What are you? Do I want to play a game? Okay. Uh-oh. Pick 3 cards. I don't know how this game works. Minus 30. Please pay 10 horns. Maybe you'll get lucky next time. No. Okay. So, yeah, I don't usually gamble in these games, but I hadn't actually found those that store last time, if you want to call it a gambling store. So, yeah, brutal. Well, we lost 20 horns. Not the end of the world, but certainly not the best. We shouldn't be gambling. Gambling is bad, children. Don't do it. At least not carelessly like me. So we can just chop down more trees here and see, because you never know. Swinging around wildly is kind of fun sometimes. You never know what you're going to find. But because you need horns to buy things, it's important to make sure that you try to keep as many of them as you can. It's dangerous to go to the northern desert without the night shield. Alright, so we're going to want to make sure that we track that down. Okay, we'll chop our way back out. What's to the left of us here? Moblins. I feel like we're going to be in trouble pretty soon. Oh. Oh, hello. I'll give you a present. Yay, we got 10 horns. So we're almost back to where we were before with our horn numbers. We were at 50 before, and then we lost to the game of gambling, which is too bad. Alright, let's go south here and just see. Okay, so this is like a terrible forest. We're gonna go in here eventually, but not quite yet. I'm not ready. Now there should be, I feel like there's something here, yes. Sometimes things are just conspicuous, right? You can kind of tell. We got 30 horns, nice. Okay, so we're kind of just south of that first town that we ran into. So I feel like we might be good to go back up there and save our game, because we haven't done that in a little while. But we'll try to collect some horns along the way. Nothing good here, eh? There's so many trees, it's tempting. Tempting to just try to cut down every single tree. Well, it looks like there's not too much going on there, but here's that first town that we ran into, so let's go in here and save our game. Alright. Now, let's go back down here and hang a left. So we found out that these purpley bits are actually trees. I initially thought that they were rocks. And the desert here is only mildly scary. It's not like the desert in the first Zelda where you have those guys coming up out of the sand at you. There's a guy in these mountains who's into magic and sword fighting. I'm sure he'll be able to help you, but you won't be able to climb the rocks barehanded. In Kari Kari, a town in the northern desert, you'll find a magic device that will help you climb rocks. Okay. So desert town, maybe some gloves? I actually have no idea what they might be. Alright. Well, that was some good information. Well, this doesn't look like fun. I hate these snout men. I wish I had a projectile attack. Like, that would be super. What is this? I feel like if I had a bomb, I would put it down here. But I don't. You know what else I didn't do, eh? Was try cutting down these trees. Well, it doesn't look like we can do very much with them. But maybe this one? Nope. More forest, eh? Now, look at this little island here. There's a dock. I wonder where we can get over there. Maybe we can try this way. Oh, hello, slime. More horns, please. Try going down here and seeing. So yeah, I guess they have different trees. Maybe these ones can just never be cut. Maybe there's another item that we need to use with them. I'm not really sure. Could be the case. I wish I would stop running into the one slime over and over and over again. Oh, I hate these guys. They bounce all over the place. Well, I guess this is a good spot where we might be able to get in there. Let's see what's over here, shall we? Oh, there's Zora's forever. Oh, maybe we can actually launch a boat here at some point. Looks to be the case. Looks like it a lot, actually, because it looks like there's rocks that might limit where we'll be able to go at some point. Nope. But look at that. There's like a little staircase over there that we can't get to yet. And this is also a dead end, so I guess we can't really explore too much over here just yet. Well, you can't blame me for trying. Alright, let's go south. Now, there is a stairwell here, but I don't want to go in there. I do remember this. And there's a guy who just robs you. I don't want to get robbed. There is a little town here, though. So we're in the very bottom left corner of the map right now. Actually, I'll just... Oh, I guess I can't from inside, but I'll show you when we leave. Everybody's afraid that one of these days, Death Adder might destroy this place. There's a rumor going around that one of Death Adder's labyrinths is in the forest. And that, I think, is the second labyrinth. Riksas used to be famous for its golden apples, but I'm looking for a store that has them, but I can't find it. Alright, well, that's a pretty big hint to us that there's a hidden store around here. And guess where? Right here. Well, hello. How about a golden apple? Sure. And golden apples actually allow you to replenish your health. So, in the manual here, it says, it fills up the hearts on the life gauge. Some people call this the miracle fruit. So that is our little manual tour for the moment. But they're handy to have. So 40 horns isn't a terrible thing, I suppose. Could be worse. Now who's in this side of the house? Well, hello. Save? Alright. Spend the night. 20 horns a night. Rip off. Alright, let's go. I like how there's multiple beds in there, implying that you might be able to have a larger party, but I don't think that that's the case. Alright, nowhere else to go here, so we can leave. We'll avoid the getting robbed house for the moment. And there's a bush beast. Yeah, so they're just like angry trees that try to get you. And I'm glad that these enemies are dropping us quite a bit of bread too. Alright, so we've come full circle back around here. Let's duck into the forest here. Try not to get wrecked in here. Might be easier said than done. Can I go this way? Nope. That was just where the bush beast came out, I suppose. Now the second labyrinth is around here. Actually, if we go right over here, it's in this general direction. And there's also a save right here, which again indicates that maybe there's a labyrinth coming. So we'll save our game. And although it would be all fine and good to go in here, I think what I want to do first is try to save up for a specific item. And I'll show you where that item is. It's the Night Shield. And so the Night Shield we already heard about from that guy that said don't go into the northern desert without it. But it's actually a really important item that's going to be really helpful going forward. Unlike other games, like other RPGs that have like a weapon and armor system, there aren't a lot of upgrades available here. So it's pretty much you get one other set of armor, I think, and maybe we already have all the weapons we're gonna have. I don't quite recall. But I do know that there's not like 5 or 6 different upgrades. There's only very few of those. So I think the sooner we get them, the better. It's kind of like in Zelda where you get the blue ring. You know, you want to get that as early on as possible. After getting murdered, sometimes it's just easier to reload rather than going through the trouble of recollecting all those horns again. It's almost like having save states, but I don't really frown upon it because horns are kind of hard to come by, you know? But as I was saying, you want to try to get these pieces of equipment sooner than later. because there's no sense in waiting for them. It's not like you have a minimum level requirement to meet before you can use them or anything. So the sooner you get them, the better. So I'm just coming over here to show you guys where the Knight Shield is. And it's just in this little store right here. So you can see there's the Knight Shield for 250 horns. Now it may be available somewhere else, but I haven't run across it myself, and we're at 75, so we have quite a ways to go there. And then we also need meat for 30 horns, but that drops randomly, so I'm not too interested in that. And then you can see here the magic oil is 110 horns. So we're probably able to find oil and other things cheaper elsewhere. But that shield is on my list. So what I'm going to do right now is just do some grinding and hopefully make it up to 250 horns so that we can grab that item sooner than later. Alright, I'll see you guys when I'm all done. Okay, so on our grinding adventures, we've had a stairwell appear here, which gives us another store. And look at this, a nice discounted store on some of those items that we saw at first in that town right near where we started out the game. We still don't need anything, and we're still saving up for that shield, so not buying for now, but good to know that it's here. For anybody that's interested, this is where we are on the map right now. Now there's another little stairwell right here that's probably worth looking into. Oh, a nice man. I'll give you life. Oh, nice. Well, that's awesome. We got an increase to our life meter. Grinding is really paying off. Alright, so we finally got 250 horns to our name. I've chosen to grind inside of the first labyrinth because it guarantees that enemies are going to be respawning at a faster rate rather than me wandering around on the overworld map. So that's kind of why we're here again, if you're wondering. And we'll do our best not to get roasted leaving this place, but now let's head out and we're going to go and save before something terrible happens to us on the way. I don't think anything terrible will happen to us because these guys are quite easy to kill. And they usually drop a lot of meat for us, or bread. Like a feast, really. Alright, so we've saved. And let's head back now to the store where that very nice shield is available to us. And it should be just below us. I think it's one more. Yeah, it's not here. That's where we got that heart container. Oh, and we're almost dead. Isn't that nice? Oh my goodness, we don't want to be there for any longer than we need to be for the moment. Let's run over here. Hopefully one of these little rolly guys, I think they're called sandworms, will give us some meat. No? No meat? No help? Thank you for the bread, Mr. Blob. Okay. Can I help you? Yes, sir. I would like the knight's shield, please. And there it is. So that's going to help us quite a bit. I don't know in terms of stats what it does for us, but it makes things a lot better. I already have that. I know. Alright, so if we go into our inventory here, you can see that our small shield has now been replaced with our knight's shield instead. So that's good news. It's a shame though that the little avatar doesn't change. I kind of love when that happens in games. You know, like when you get new equipment or whatever, and then your guy's suddenly wearing something different. I always thought that that was kind of fun. But yes, so I think the next place that I would like to go is to save first. But then we should probably try to head over to Labyrinth too. Because why not?